Yeah, I put my dad in the street against a heavyweight.
I've gone back to the dad. I've punched him a few more times.
5 blokes outside my front door. Can you come and help
One
me?
hell of a fucking story, so stay tuned.
What's good with this? IFL TV, proudly sponsored by The Last, finally pinned down Dean. I can see these ones are stressful for you. There's just a lot of shit going on for this, isn't there?
Absolutely. The whole thing's been quite stressing, but look, it's challenging. I like what I do, so you got to roll with the punches, man. The smooth, the good, the bad, the ugly. So yeah, it's good, but I'm not gonna lie. I've done a lot of stuff while I've been here and handled a lot of stresses with people not conforming. But hey, we move on, man.
We won't say any names. Happy birthday for the other day as well, by the way. Blessings. Did you get time to celebrate, or was it because of the stress of this you celebrate on Saturday night and Sunday?
Yeah, I will celebrate mainly tomorrow. I did go out and have something to eat, but yesterday was a different birthday. I was obviously working, doing a lot of stuff. Very, very busy, but you know, we got everything done. Had a long, long day. I managed to go out to eat like maybe about 9 p.m. last night, 9:30. Had about 10, 12 lads come and we just had a little drink and I called it before 12 so I could wake up early again because it's like 100 miles an hour. You saw my phones earlier today, all ringing at the same time, too cool. It was all mental. Bloody, it's just headache. But look, everything's slowed down, we're calming down, it's good. We're in the final hours now of everything, you know. It's quite a quiet media. It was quite busy and it was quite quiet at the same time because obviously a lot of the guys didn't turn up. But it was quite busy, good. You know, we had a good turnout. And tomorrow, man, the show business is going to have a great show tomorrow, man. I'm looking forward to it, to, you know, relax, enjoy, and actually celebrate my birthday a little bit tomorrow, enjoy some of the fights, and then, you know, go out after and let my hair down a little bit.
What hair? Right. So I was going to say just sell the show for me. You got some good names on there, names people know from TV of previous, like John Harding Jr., some good young fighters as well, guys we've spoke to on here from last time out that some of the fans will know. A really good bunch of people on Saturday night.
Yeah, we've got a good mixed bunch. We've got Yusuf Ibrahim, he was fought on Matchroom, his last show. We've got Bilal Fowers, he fought on Sky as well.
Real entertaining character as well, a bit of like a Eubank eccentric.
Yeah, he is so eccentric. That is him in a nutshell. So we signed him recently. That's good. So he's 2-0, 2 KOs. Hell of an amateur pedigree. England boxing, GB, multiple weights, national, ABA winner. He's won it. He's done it all. So you know, we've got who else we got on there? IFE Porter, the heavyweight, 2-0, 2 knockouts. You know, Classy Clegg, Malik, great, coming off a great knockout on his debut. Good talent to watch out for. Aaron Prosper, John Harding Jr., Luke Pearson. So it's a stacked card, going to be very, very busy tomorrow. And I'm just looking forward to it. I'm relishing now. You know, all the hard work's been done from my side. We managed to get 11 fights match, all approved by the British Boxing Board of Control. And the show business has been trying and so on, man. You know, and a lot of pullouts as well, kind of injuries and things with guys. But luckily we have a lot of backup in rotation. Even up to just 2 days ago, we had like, I think, was it Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday we had a pullout. And then we had a next guy. But that's good that we have people in rotation, you know. Another guy's show got cancelled, so he's moved over here. His name's Tom of Galbraith, I think. He's 1-0. He's come on to this show. So he's done quite a lot of tickets. Big shout out to him, Victor Smith's guy. You know, big up Victor Smith, my guy as well. You know what I mean? So it's all good, man. Look, it's looking promising tomorrow, and it's going to be very vibrant and energetic, and hopefully we get some good knockouts.
Yeah, looking forward to tomorrow night. In terms of, and every time we speak and we talk about black boxing, kind of, a lot of it is on the progression and what you want to see. In this kind of last bit of the year where there's always loads of boxing from now to the end of the year, I can imagine you're going to try and put as much on as possible and just keep growing and growing in the same direction you've been doing.
Absolutely. Next year we are stacked. I think I've got about 7 shows or 8 shows next year already. And I think I'm going to do some.
You book these now, or are these just like pre-planned as in?
I've booked them. Everything's booked virtually. I think I've got one more person to tell, and that's my whole team of people that are booked in. One might drop off because I've got something to do, but I'm hoping to get all of them done, if not more. Now, I'm not playing about, I mean business. I seriously mean business. And I've signed another heavyweight recently as well, Ben Vickers, the Butcher. 2-0, maybe 2-0, 2 knockouts, or 2-0, 1 knockout. A dangerous fighter. Most guys know him on the circuit. little bit of a bruiser. He needs guidance though. A lot of these boys need guidance and people to kind of help them and mold them and point them in the right direction. But I'm here to kick him up the backside, and he wants a few fights. I put our names in the hat for the Fraser Clark fight the other day as well. He was bang on it, boy. But he's a bit of a dangerous cat though, because he's on it, Ben the Butcher. He can punch. He's a good body puncher. Yeah, I think
it's a dream for you, isn't it? When you got, and obviously you have to rein people in at times, but it's a dream when someone will just go, "Fuck it, I'll fight anyone."
Fight anyone, yeah. So he's like that. So we might fight some guys on a Wasserman show as well, because I spoke to Nissi Sauerland, and like I said, Ben's on it. His game. He just wants to get busy. But I'm going to rein them in a little bit. Bilal's like that. Heard him earlier saying he wants to get busy. Ife's going to be like that shortly. I've got a lot of boys, and we're building them. It's a grassroots show. I want to get them to like 5, 6, 7-0, Southern area, English, British, to traditional route, and get them titles and get them matched with other English guys and see where they're really at. But I believe in my boys and I've got faith in them, and I'm going to put all the work and the infrastructure behind them somewhat, to get us moving correctly so they have everything they need to be successful.
Good stuff. I don't know if you've spoke about it since, because I've been away. Have you spoke a little bit about Anthony Joshua? I just want to cover it a little bit. No, have you not? Yeah, just kind of your thoughts on, we'll say the situation as a whole, that he was beaten by the better man in Alexander Usyk, and I suppose a lot of light was kind of focused on the outburst, we'll call it, afterwards. Just your take on that whole night.
Look, the situation is, this is a man who's had the boxing world on his shoulders for a long time. They've made him into someone that wants to be humble and not being outspoken and keeping it quiet. Eventually, when the pressure of the pipes get too much, they burst. It's just in anything, like your washing machine. When you overload it bursts. And this is a case where he put his heart and soul in it. He fought, he won. He trained his socks off, and he was, that was raw emotion, and that was just frustration building up for a very long time. He needs to just let it loose, man. People just need to let it go. It's done. It's bygones be bygones. These guys put a lot of energy and time in there. Win, lose or draw, they turn up and they go to fight and they do their thing. It's a shame. I feel like in that fight, he done a lot better than in the first fight. He made a lot of good adjustments. He made good adjustments with his foot positioning. He made good adjustments with him stepping off when Usyk stepped off. The body work was good. I felt like he could have done a bit more combination punching at times, and then there was times where he should have held his feet a little bit more and sat in the pocket and got busy, you know what I mean? But look, credit to Joshua, big him up. I don't want to really say that about it. I want him to win because he's, I know him a little piece and he's from the ends. Obviously, if he's facing Dillian, I'm not going to back him. But anyone else, I want him to win and I want him to do good things. I feel like I feel like the team, not let him down, but I'd say could have given him a kick up the backside. Your team is important to give you the right information in the corner. And telling your fighter you're winning every round don't make no sense, because they will start taking their foot off the gas pedal. You need real people in the corner. A lot of guys, the information you get in the corner, you need to, that pep, like maybe just do a little bit more and secure this round, the next round, because I'm not sure. It was a 50-50 round, this one, or maybe you just shaded it, but the next one, let's secure that, get it in the bag, the end in 10 seconds, do some more work, kind of thing, you know what I mean? There's not enough of that prepping going on in the corners. They'll let you and they'll say you've won every single round. You don't know, it don't make no sense. I'm not even kicking no one at the back. So Angel, I like Angel, I know him. The Garcia's obviously got experience, but I know boxing. I maybe I ain't got the experience of those guys being in top level fight, but trust me, I understand boxing, and I coach myself, I manage, I box myself. I understand boxing and the things you should do and the things you shouldn't do, and how you should give the people the right information, the right encouragement, not overkill them because they go out there and start trying to tee off and get caught with a big shot and gets put on their own arse, but they got to get the right information. The right data needs to be given to them so they can go and execute that game plan. I'm not saying you're winning every round, because what was happening is Usyk's now turned around and said in his interview, the smile on Joshua's face made me think that he felt like he had it in the bag. So now I've turned up the levels. You get what I mean? So because he thought he was cruising and he was getting a win, he now decided to, coast it and take it.
It shows you how much of it is psychology. Obviously, the better boxer will win, but...
Bro, it is chess at its finest. You got this mental battle, the chess game is... But the maddest thing, I'm not going to lie, I don't know if people might agree with me or not, but that 9th round, I don't believe Usyk was hurt. I'm sorry, I'm going to put that out there, but I don't think he was hurt. I think he's that smart that he used that like last 40 seconds a minute, because he knew Joshua's got a stamina issue, to let his hands go. Because if you look at his eyes, there was nothing wrong with his eyes. I've watched it back so much times, and I've looked at him, he was covering and he was moving with the punches, so they don't have the same effect. And then he comes out like a bull in a fucking china shop. 10th, 11th, 12th. Who can recover and do that absolute mazzoline what he did in those rounds? And just absolutely blitzed Joshua, especially that 10th, he was on smoke. So that would give me the impression that he kind of kidded them into blowing their tank. And then obviously, as you know, Joshua does find it struggle down the stretch to recover after he blows his load a little bit, you know what I mean? So he kind of tried to keep it long and do stuff, but my man was just on his ass. But look, he's a big lad. It's always going to be difficult. The muscle, the being big, is always going to play a part. And he's right in saying it's different for me being at 18 and a half stone to a man who's at 14 or 15 and a half stone, because it's you know, moving and different, you know, things. But yet again, the pedigree of Usyk played a part. 370 fights, amateur and professional. Joshua's not meant to be in the league with someone of his talent, but he's competing and doing extremely well and having a close competitive fight. So credit to him and that, man. But big him up, man. I want him to come back and do things. Hopefully him and Dillian get a fight on in the future and Dillian can get revenge. I'll be against you there, my boy. But look, I do hope he comes back well, and I hope he gets the right information. You know what I mean? I want him to do his thing. He's championed British boxing to new heights and giving everyone opportunities to believe and dare and be great in whatever they do.
Perhaps put the money back into it for some fighters as well.
And it's good. I mean, listen, he's still the pioneer pushing. Look, Canelo lost and he's still got the paper. Joshua lost and he's still going to go forward and do things and make things happen. So the belts don't mean anything. It doesn't define the person. He's still a champion in his mind and with his people and the people. So he just needs to continue, come back, get a win. Dillian comes back, get a win, and those guys chop it up, man, and get that bread and run off into the sunset with the real money bag.
I was going to say the streets need to see Joshua and Dillian again, but what?
It's going to be Mazzolini.
What's the deal with Dillian? Dillian and Daniel, we're just hearing loads of things. Dillian's been very good at keeping himself to himself since pre-Fury, when all the talk. Since then, it's kind of like Dillian's been very good at just being hush about things and letting things play out.
I think he's just trying to figure stuff out, especially with the deal, the contract, because he's on his last few fights of his career now. So, you know, this is the deal. Any deals he makes is like career ending, like where he's going to be. Frank Warren, DAZN, Matchroom, Sky.
It's security for generations he's looking at now.
What he's looking at is what is the best option for that. And I think Frank's got some options, but maybe they're not what he's liking, and then maybe negotiating from what you read and what you hear. And I think he's just looking at the options. Excuse me. But Dillian wants the biggest fights with the biggest pay in the last few fights. And like you say, generational wealth and everything is changing. You know, his team needs to do a good job and make sure he gets the bag.
What would you prefer to see for Dillian's comeback fight if you could just pick a name? Obviously, we'll take Joshua out the hat and say that's something for down the line when they've both had a comeback, whatnot. If you could pick a name for Dillian as a comeback fight.
I think that fight with Dillian Whyte is a good fight because he's got the WB regular world title. It makes business sense. You win that, you're in the mix for title honours and, you know, you're mandatory and so on and so on. And then you're the world champion, you're running and you're cutting through. Dillian Whyte is a young, hungry guy. He lost to obviously Joe Joyce, and Joe Joyce is a smart guy and understood how to box and take away Daniel's tools, i.e. his right hand, he boxed, he circled around and he broke him down and he got him out of there. You must be smart, you must be educated, you must set out a great plan to defeat someone like that. Now he's with Shane McGuigan, they feel like they've probably made the adjustments to kind of beat and come back and do stuff. If you sit at the end of that 1-2, you're going to sleep. And that's just what it is, isn't it? But if you take away the weapons and be smart enough, keep the right distance, box, I think if Dillian goes to Daniel Dubois' body, like Brian Jennings did, I think we saw, no, that was Joe Joyce, the one with the body shot actually, but I think the body shot will do good against Daniel Dubois, and I think if Dillian catches him with that catch and left hook, I think that will do some damage. But Dillian's got a world-class jab of his own, you know what I mean? But all the experiences with Dillian, man, but I mean, like I said, it's not a foregone conclusion because it's heavyweight boxing. You get clubbed with a solid 1-2, then you're banging trouble. But Dillian's got to be smart. He can either sit and box in the pocket and get busy. I feel he's a better inside boxer than Daniel. And so it's going to be interesting, you know what I mean?
Whatever happens, can't wait to see what Dillian does next, what AJ does next, and then it all builds into itself.
The division is going to be cool. Andy Ruiz and Ortiz is tomorrow. So there's lots of good fights coming up. Deontay Wilder's back, Robert Helenius. So winners and losers are chopping it up and can fight each other. And there's big money for all these boys, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I put my dad in the street against a heavyweight.
I've gone back to the dad. I've punched him a few more
There's 5
times.
blokes outside my front door. Can you come and help
One
me?
hell of a fucking story, so stay tuned.